Hello boys and girls, my name is Kieran O'Donnell. I'm the founder of Just Digital People. Fortunately, I am joined here today by James Farry, who runs the JDP Melbourne team, and Sam Nees, that runs the Brisbane team. I'm sure you're probably more familiar with Sam after doing all the QWT episodes. But we thought we'd get together, because it's not very often all three of us sit in the same room. So I thought we'd get together and talk some market information to you guys. So let's start off with talking about how amazing 2020 has been for everybody. Isn't it? What a year, what a year. I'm sure everyone's going to be absolutely delighted that 2020 is coming to an end, and hopefully 21 is better than 20. But Faz, let's start with you, mate. What would you say has been your biggest learning curve of 2020, apart from how to order take-home food?
And you can see I've had a lot of take-out food, mate. It's been an interesting one. So come up from Melbourne, so the last few days has been good to get out of the COVID state. That's probably the new nickname, but the learning curve has probably been the resilience of everyone down there. So everyone kind of got together, they got through it together, and people were helping each other, being nice, doing stuff that they wouldn't have usually done before it all kicked off. So yeah, it's been that resilience piece has been probably the main thing that I've learned over the year.
Yeah, but how tough was it for you guys? Because I think being up here in Brisbane, people kind of forget. We were locked down what feels like 3 days now.
No way near as long as you guys.
But you guys were locked down for what, 6 months? Was it 6 months?
6 months. I think it was like something like 260 days or something.
Yeah,
it was crazy. Because it was the first one was 3 months, and then the break, and then we're out for 2 weeks, and then it all went back in again. Yeah. But no, it was we got through it together, and I think a lot of the stuff that I learned, I suppose, from a leadership perspective was more, the team were there to help each other. If you were having a bit of a shit day, just give them a call and have a banter, have a bit of bit of a joke and a laugh, and you get through it. The positivity gets you through it. But yeah, we're here now. We've got some ciders with you boys, so
nice. What would you want? Ciders with the boys. Right? What about yourself, Sam?
Look, finishing off where Faz left off there, the camaraderie aspect of things. Yeah, I think as a group we've gelled a hell of a lot more. Everyone's had to over the past 6 to 9 months. I think learning to work as a group remotely was the obvious one that literally every business out there's had to endure, maybe suffer, but continue to roll on with. I know that we went through the whole, from a business continuity perspective, to refine that, sticking with the government guidelines, etc., was probably the original shock to me, like when we were all work from home. I think also a learning curve on this one. It's kind of where people that know me know that I give sincerity in my role as well. But remembering the fact that everyone's human, we've had to speak to a hell of a lot of individuals, plural at the moment, that have gone through a real crappy time.
Yeah.
It's just keeping that switch on. Like, we're not going through the best of times ourselves in recruitment, but our role is to actually put that smiling professional face on as well. So that's been a massive learning curve.
It makes you feel quite lucky as well, because you know what I mean. At the end of the day, it wasn't. We're still in jobs, we're still sitting here. People lost loved ones, so it makes me feel quite lucky as well.
Spot on.
Because I still remember, I think it was it was St. Patrick's Day week, wasn't it? I think when it all started kicking off. So on the Tuesday was Paddy's Day, and I think Wednesday I remember getting everyone into the boardroom here and just sort of like going, I don't really know what's going to happen. And I think everyone was a lot. If you take where we are today, sort of in December, you'd definitely be taking today back in March, wouldn't you, in terms of what we thought the fear might be?
100%, yeah. Because when we get the calls in March I was having with clients, I think it was that 1 week, and every single client, I had about maybe 30 live jobs sitting there, and it was just boom, 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 no jobs left, And there was that fear, that uncertainty of shit, what's going to happen, So
things got real quick, didn't they? As well? Shit got quick, real quick.
Shit got quick.
Exactly, yeah.
So what would you say you boys have seen in terms of, if we were saying market observations?
Well, I think I'll touch on Melbourne first. And then,
go for it.
So in Melbourne, obviously, at the start, like I say, the jobs dried up immediately, because obviously a lot of our stuff is more permanent contingent stuff. So straight away, they didn't know what was going to happen. So that uncertainty meant that they weren't going to make hires that they might have to get rid of in 1-2 months. So it was just that uncertainty initially where they just hit pause. And then that just took a long time to unpause from there.
Yeah, I think even from the marketing perspective, though, we've seen a resurgence in that as companies have realigned and readjusted and realised that marketing is a really powerful tool to further enhance and leverage their business into the market or into other countries that they weren't previously. I think, ironically, in a really positive light, we're seeing a hell of a lot of cash injections from seed fund, etc., hitting the market at the moment, either round A or round B. I'm fortunate enough to be talking to some of these people right now. But that I wasn't anticipating 9 months ago, like March. When you even said it was from March to now, I'm thinking, geez, that's gone so quick.
It has.
It was like Groundhog Day to begin with, more so for you and the boys down there. But we are seeing that resurgence and almost a V-shaped curve.
I think as well, obviously with whether it was forced or unforced, I think a lot of people have spent more time on their personal pet projects as well. So you're probably seeing all these gun devs, these gun people who have always wanted to start their business, have went and done it. And I've spoken to a few people who have done that. And you're probably going to see a big influx of startups next year as well, who are going to be hiring as well. Yeah, for sure.
Again, speaking of stuck in the house, I'm obviously working from home. I mean, that's probably the biggest thing that's emerged this year, I think, and certainly I think it's going to set a precedence for next year. I mean, I can look at us in our business, and obviously clients that we're working with as well. And what are your own personal views on working from home, and how do you think that's going to impact, I suppose, clients that we're talking to and seeing for the future as well?
I think providing the results are there, and that we can put the relevant, without going all businessy on it, the relevant measurements
businessy, that's right.
are in play, that we can track those measurements to get the results. I don't have any issues with it at all. I know there are some businesses out there, some that are the big real estate companies out there, for example, that they want all of their team back in. Yet the team have been performing and the business has been PB for the last 6 months straight. So I don't understand that. Like your PwCs, even before C19, we're doing the work from home scenario. Full, probably not quite as casual as what I am today, admittedly. they certainly relaxed all that. So I've done a bit of a 180, I have to admit. I was very much...
But you were anti it to start with, weren't you?
I was, but trust is everything for me. And the more that trust becomes apparent, I think the more well we're going to gel as a team, and the results are going to yield as a direct result of that.
Yeah, 100%. I suppose from the trust element you mentioned as well, it comes down to, if you're hiring a team, why are you hiring people you don't trust as well? So you've got to
very well put, mate.
You've got to be able to let them get on with it, let them hit their targets, and hold accountability for themselves. You know what I mean?
Like you said to me the other day as well, Kieran, you're like, look, everyone's different. We just have to learn to deal with that difference in everyone, rather than have one hard rule for everyone.
Well, the only issues I can see from that as well is if you get companies that are giving work from home 24/7, or stopping someone from being in Bali or something like that. That creates in the whole offshore issue. So I can see there being problems from that. So I can see devs creating future problems for themselves by going, I want to work from home, I don't want to be in office ever. And next thing they're going to be out of work because companies are going, I'm going to offshore then, because if you're not in the office.
Just got a remote IP set up.
Well, that's right. And devs are smart enough to do that kind of stuff as well. Without being morbid, let's talk about some funny things. Funny things. I'm sure Sam will. No doubt Farry will have millions.
He'll trump me any day. Absolutely. What I found funny personally was the homeschooling element, because the wife and I were all geared up for it, and we faithfully joined a parent group, whatever it was, on WhatsApp, and like we were the underachievers of a massive group of overachievers. Like, oh look, Billy's built a volcano and it's blowing up in the garden, and we're doing this. And poor old Archie and Lola, we were sat there at home.
He's got a snake.
They just sort of sat there staring at the wife and I, like blank, like what are we doing? Looking for a bit of direction.
I think the best one I can think of is so in my apartment we've got 2 different levels, and it got to the point where, because me and my wife are on the phones constantly. She's on Zoom calls, I'm on the phone to clients, candidates. So we had to go into separate rooms. But she was on a really early Zoom meeting and I nipped in the shower in the bedroom. And I came out.
So obvious.
So I came out of the shower and I was like, oh damn, I don't have any clothes. And I had a Zoom meeting as well. So I decided the best idea was to try and crawl on the floor below the Zoom meeting for Jamie's Zoom meeting. And she just turned around and was like, "What the fuck you doing?"
Sees his ginger bum just on the bottom of
and then I started slowly backing back out.
So again, obviously we discussed QWT very briefly, and obviously passing the mantle on to Faz for next year.
I'm going to be better than I am now. Yeah.
I am mildly, excuse the pun, glad to have a breather.
Yeah.
And so am I.
Yeah.
As my organs are telling me.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you looking forward to it?
No, it's gonna be good.
So good.
It's good fun.
So
I'm just gonna have to practice and, be at home, try my different spices. I'm not very good with spices, so we'll see how it goes.
Just start. My advice to you would be chuck them on absolutely everything.
Yeah.
Bacon sandwich, spag bowl, whatever you're cooking, even drizzle it over a salad, like everything. Just get yourself accustomed
It's like SAS training, eh?
It's relentless shouting.
For JDP or you guys for 2021, what are you guys excited about, or what are you guys really looking forward to?
The continuation of the market bounce. That's a real obvious thing that I'm saying there, but it's so true. And again, because we're seeing these companies out there that we're currently thankfully working with right now, they're evolving at the speed of light right now. There's cash injections coming through. So I'm really, really excited to continue working with these businesses, helping them scale, grow, etc.
Oh, down in Melbourne, obviously, we give up our office in May, which was a bit of good fortune actually, where our lease was ending. So we haven't had an actual office for over 6 months now. So we've got WeWork booked in from Jan.
Yep.
So excited to get back into it, get back in there with the guys in the team. And we've got a new guy starting, Dominic Elliott, who's joining us from Davidson. So he's going to start in Jan as well.
I'm just always worried now talking about growth and things, because you think, obviously, I know March when JobKeeper sort of runs out, my brain's thinking, how will that impact and affect businesses as well? Do you think it will, or what are your sort of...
I do.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Inevitably so.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's at some points it's probably kept businesses alive as well. That injection of cash coming through. It definitely obviously helped us out. Not afraid to say that I did, because obviously recruitment market was absolutely fucked. So I think it helped a lot of businesses out.
Yeah.
But now that it's starting to swing back round, it's probably not as noticeable as it might have been if they stopped it back in November or something.
Going back to our March experience around sat in there, I think one thing that, all kudos to you on it, it was a quick decision.
Yeah.
You didn't fart around in terms of what you thought we might need to do or how things were going to progress in 2 to 3 weeks. To get everyone in the room, there's a decision. And hammer it. So I think that's been good. Great. I think also another good thing as well, mate, that I guess I wanted to highlight is that from a business stability perspective, we still managed to get through it with the group that we had. Back in March as well. I know it's been very, very conscious on your mind in particular as well.
March wasn't a good month. But as long as March 21's better than March 2020, we'll take that.
No,
but look, again, as a business, I think we're in a good spot. We're growing, always looking for good people. So look, I think that's the part now where the businesses, we still want to grow, keep doing the right thing by the market and seeing what's out there. And again, it's getting busy again. Like I think December will probably be the best December we've had, I think, in 4 years.
Yes,
actually, so that's phenomenal results from my point of view.
Yeah, for sure.
And again, I think it's taught everyone that we're talking about resilience and things like that as well. Like I think you've always seen people stepping up during times like this, and you always get someone that you weren't expecting. So I think the business has had a few of them this time round, which is great. Cool. All right. That's it.
Happy Christmas.
So look, again, thank you all very much. Look, this is probably a bit of a recap from the JDP team for 2020, what was, what is, what will be. Wishing you all a happy Christmas, safe New Year, and don't get too drunk and don't end up with a tattoo like Farry when you wake up in 2021. Thank you very much, everybody. Take care.